Hello and welcome to the last part of Sandstorm, the roller coaster. Yeah! Today we are finishing off the small little details, and at the end you get the treat of a POV of the ride. I know, amazing. Let's get into it. This little curvy part, what's it called? Rotation 361. That was on screen a second ago. That was really annoying to do the little supports for it, just because of how it was so close to the terrain. But we've moved on from that, so there's no point of me talking about it. Luckily, by now, I'd got a bit more of the hang with all of the supports and how I should work the beams and such. So I was feeling a lot more confident, and I feel like this second bit looks a lot less messy compared to the first bit, but that might just be because it's so intertangled with itself. I'm not too sure, maybe. I end up putting a block of concrete beneath the poles because that's how they do it in real life, and I made an A out of the supports because that's what they also do in real life. And full of fun facts. I had to pause. Oh yeah, I just copied and pasted half of it since I wanted it to look as symmetrical as possible, but because of the way that it was like the local position compared to the world position and all of those little things, it didn't end up perfect. I tried my best though, and that's all anyone can ask for. The top part of the support, well, in the original like non-custom supports that I looked at this for, it was really just messy and crowded. So I'm not here to say that this is the most realistic thing, because if you went on this in real life, you might have died. But the good thing is that you're not going on this in real life, so it's alright. And I focus more on making it look nice. And you can see them pausing once again, making more A's. Oh wait, did I make an A for that one? I don't think I did. No, I didn't make an A. The A was reserved for the bottom, and then I took a break, and then I rotated more. I used the little, because it's got a line that tells you where directly underneath is, I used that to guide my way down so that I kept a constant angle across, and I was pretty happy with the look across this. It looked neat basically. And after this, the supports were really easy because they were a lot closer to the ground, so you don't really notice them as much compared to the beginning section, which just looks like a spider web really. So yeah, I had to make decisions on, because I looked at later on, I looked at the way the normal in-game supports did it, and I realised that for the areas that I wanted to attach to the terrain, it often does it so that you could see it a second ago, so that it's attached directly to the terrain but also to the terrain below it, so it's across and horizontal and vertical. But I don't think that was that much of a challenge to deal with. It was just something different that I had to look out for, and it's vertically down directly. It's 90 degrees, it's not at an angle or anything. But I didn't do a complete replica of how the game initially does it, just because I thought it looked really ugly, how the concrete goes so high up on the poles. You probably can't see it now, so there's no reason for me to talk about it. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it was tedious, because it was quite quick, and each pole didn't take, it took 15 seconds to do each thing, so I wasn't feeling too stressed about it. But the controls could be a bit odd now and again. They could be a little bit funky, and as I said, when coming towards the turning part, well, it was horrible. That one I just did a straight line across and then covered it with some terrain, because I have no idea what they would do in a real life situation, or maybe they just wouldn't do it because it wouldn't work for terrain that close. Where am I going now? Oh yeah, I had to steal the first coaster support that I did so that I could just copy it across, and I extended the concrete down because I'm sure that you can see that deep down through the water. That's sarcasm, you can't. I didn't bother rotating them because, I don't know, I just didn't think there was a real reason to. You couldn't tell the difference. So I did have to do what I just did there, which was move up the poles a little bit so that they weren't sticking out of the other side. But then other than that, it was pretty easy work. This part was a bit more long for me though, just because of how much effort it was to nudge everything a little bit along, scoot it over, all of that. Because as I said before, I don't know how the movement system works perfectly, and I'm sure if I was smarter there would be an easy way to do it, but I'm not, and you just gotta live and learn. I'm quite happy with how the corner bits was. I had a little mental vision of how I wanted it to look, like stuck to the terrain, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I did have to rotate the concrete a little bit though, but that wasn't that much effort. I think I just carried it along from the piece that I got earlier. There wasn't really like a set distance for me to put the concrete from the terrain for the side bit, so I just did a random little guess of what looked best. That one was at that angle, and then I just shoved some concrete on that side. I feel like that one specifically, that's just a straight bar line across, is really unrealistic, but you live and you learn. And then I went on a quick POV, because when I'm doing really boring tasks like that, I have to look at something fun for a minute just to keep my motivation going. And then I looked at scenery apparently. Sorry, it's been a week since I first did. Yeah, I ended up filling out a lot of the path bit because it just looked really empty and sad, so I thought, let me add a little bit of pizzazz in there. And I wanted to add a lot of moving parts too, because I thought the gears just looked cool to me. Just a lot of what's it called, space fillers really, and I ended up turning that cannon off because it's just a little bit unrealistic. There are some parts that didn't move though in the interior. It was really just me scrolling through the scenery tab and seeing whatever there was, and that just happened to be a couple rocks that I splattered throughout. It was nothing too well thought out. There wasn't like a story behind it or anything. Maybe there should have been, then it could have been more cohesive, but there wasn't. And what are we gonna do about it? I did like the old western mechanical vibes to it, and I did dot around a couple of lanterns, but I don't think I got a good look at what it looked like at night time. Maybe that's something that I should have done. I messed around with the effects, but that's mainly because I was bored and I wanted something. Oh yeah, I made the barrel smoke for some reason, because I thought, good old smoking barrels, who doesn't love them? And I ended up blocking that safety hazard over there so that no one would fall in the side. Yeah, I just splattered around random things. I won't lie to you, there wasn't much thought process behind it. I just thought, what would I think looks cool and kind of makes sense if I was in a queue line? And a smoking barrel did that for me apparently. And foliage is always easy. I don't know why I thought, I think that's a planter, but I thought that would look great underneath a moving wheel, so I put it there. They have these big bulky, not town pieces, but as you saw, the water tower and just random scaffolding and stuff, so that looked good and it filled some space for me. That was massive too. I tried to make it so that I put big objects in the back so that you could see the smaller objects behind it. Also, there was that massive tree that I had no idea why I looked at it. And then there was a metal carrier thing, but I thought I might as well make it wooden to fit the vibe, the colour wise. Yeah. And a net, because who doesn't like nets? I love them personally, so that's why I felt the need to dot it down. And my rides kept on breaking down, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. Oh, POV time. Alright, I'm going to leave you to enjoy my beautiful cinematics. I hope you enjoy.